What's up, you guys? Welcome back in to the Battleground Podcast, iHeartRadio's official wrestling podcast. My name is Battle from 100.7 WRDU, and you, my friends, get to be a part of the road to WrestleMania live as WWE Raw returns to PNC Arena March 18th. And tickets starting at $20 online, Ticketmaster.com. Today, we're joined by a very familiar face on the show. The longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, Gunther, is on the show. Sir, how are you doing today?
Very good. But then I realized I got to look at Sheamus the whole time behind you, and now I'm not so good. You got to.
You know what? I'll do that for you. I'll do that with
perfect.
And Drew McIntyre. There you go. So now you don't.
Oh, perfect. Now I feel way better.
And you know, a lot of things have changed since the last time we talked to you. It's been over a year. Last time we talked to you was heading into the Royal Rumble. Now we're kind of talking to you heading into the road to WrestleMania. So I want to talk about this as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. What does that mean for your legacy, etching your name in that history book?
Yeah, it's a great accomplishment, obviously. I think it's a once in a lifetime achievement. But I'm still in the midst of it. Cannot carry it away too much with it. Like I know, as everybody else does, like nobody's champion forever. So the day will come where I'm going to lose to someone to lose the title, but I'm working hard to delay that as long as possible.
Absolutely. And, you know, there's a lot of people that, are wanting to come after that title. Currently right now, it looks like main event Jey Uso is trying to come after that title. How do you feel about Jey Uso? This is your time to let your feelings out.
Well, I said it in the ring to him, like very accomplished man. And he accomplished it all doing half the work in a tag team. Mm-hmm. I'm somebody, I did everything myself my whole career. I think that's the difference between us. Besides from that, I think he's got a little bit of chip on his shoulder because he's out there now to prove to everybody and himself that he can stand on his own 2 feet and be a main event guy. If that has to be at my expense, then yeah, so be it. But I'm gonna work hard to convince everybody from the opposite.
Right, for sure. And, you know, there's been a lot of things that, WWE has been making headlines here recently. You've got WrestleMania, you've got, Raw heading to Netflix. How do you think this platform shift will impact the way wrestling content is consumed? Like, I mean, what opportunities, maybe challenges do you see for both WWE and the wrestlers themselves in this new digital landscape?
How much it's going to change for us, it's like I can't tell that because we'll see how that's going to look later. But I think just in general, I think it's a historical deal, to be honest, because I feel like WWE, when it comes to how to distribute their content, they've always been on the forefront of technology, I would say, because with the WWE network back then, that was something that was way ahead of everybody. And I think having the Netflix deal now is, in sports in general, we're like ahead of everybody. Right. I think it's going to be trend setting when it comes to that. And I'm very excited for it. And I think just in general, I think the company, since Triple H took over, is firing out of all cylinders. Yeah. And I think we are experiencing like a boom period that has never been there before. And I think everybody, like us, the performers, but also the fans, need to be able to realize that, like in, I don't know, 10, 20 years back, people are going to talk about it. Oh my God, can you remember back then? And we're in the midst of it now, and we're part of it. And that's very exciting. So everybody needs to enjoy the ride.
Absolutely, for sure. Of course, WWE Raw is returning to PNC Arena March 18th. You can grab tickets now, Ticketmaster.com. They're starting at $20 online. You mentioned Triple H and how he is, taking the reins of everything currently, and there's a boom in wrestling. How has the morale been backstage with him kind of spearheading everything now?
I would say the morale is very good, but also I gotta be honest, even like before, I was never, I don't know, I don't let anybody else's mood or morale affect myself. Like I've always been my own person and always have my own goals and my own motivations. and I don't really let myself affect from the surroundings. That being said, obviously, a very motivated and a very high moral in the work environment is obviously something that still boosts my own motivation to a degree as well.
Yeah.
I think everybody is aware of the situation that I described right now, and everybody wants to be a part of it in one way or the other. And yeah, I think it's a great time now, and I'm glad to be part of that.
Absolutely, for sure. And of course, right now the big story is finishing the story. I know Cody wants to finish his story, but recently I had the chance to talk and sit down with Chad Gable, and he talks about finishing his story. And his story that he wants to finish is against you in the ring. He said y'all kind of had a little bit of a thing going on, and then it kind of went away. But he says he wants to finish his story with you and take that Intercontinental title from you. How do you feel about this? And, is that something you want to, close the story, the chapter with Chad Gable?
I honestly got to say he's not the only one, I guess. That's just the life of a champion, that a bunch of guys want a piece of that. That being said, I think he's a phenomenal athlete. He's a great technician. And the matches we had, I think, were phenomenal, and the audience enjoyed them a lot. So if it should come to that for WrestleMania, then yeah, I'm here for it. But we have to see. I think there are few options in the pipeline. Like, I don't know what's in store for Mania. I'm defending my title against Jey Uso on Monday, and I think after that's done, then we'll have a clearer picture what's in store for me at WrestleMania and how is it going to pan out. But yeah, like I said, I think there are a bunch of guys. That's just the life of a champion, that you are chased by some people that want that prize, and it keeps me on edge.
Absolutely. And, we are currently on that road to WrestleMania. And like you said, you don't really have a telltale sign of who you're going to be facing off at WrestleMania. But something that, as wrestling fans kind of saw a glimpse of a possible future storyline. You recently went toe-to-toe with Bron Breaker right there in the middle of the ring of the Royal Rumble. And a lot of people are touting as Bron Breaker's very bright future in the WWE. What were your thoughts on him coming into the Royal Rumble and him taking that chop to you, but then, kind of not backing down?
I mean, good on him. Like, I would have done the same. That's first of all, like, that was his big first appearance on the main roster. And as he should, he made the most out of that. And he went in there with all his energy and all the power he has. And I think just athletically, he's somebody that is like superior over a lot of the guys on the main roster. But that was the Royal Rumble. He was in there for a few minutes, and it's gonna show if he can uphold it in a one-on-one situation. If I would face him at WrestleMania, I would be confident, because what I have, my advantage towards him is like an almost 20-year career, and he's still very young and inexperienced in that. But I think he has all the potential in the world. But if he's the one for WrestleMania, I'm here to take on the challenge, and I think it's going to be a very exciting match.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Another one that we kind of hope for as wrestling fans, and it kind of stinks because it's at your expense, but as I flip him back up for a second real quick, because I got to bring the room Sheamus up. He is one title away from being a Grand Slam champion. Currently, you have that title. We all kind of thought maybe last year it was going to happen at WrestleMania. Maybe he was going to beat you for that title. Sheamus has kind of been away for a little bit. And, if he steps back and says he wants you, are you ready for Sheamus?
I'm definitely ready, but where he is right now, that's where I like him the most, away. It's a good place where he is. So, but we'll see what happens.
It'll definitely be a fun match to see you two going at it, because I mean last year it was a killer match with you and Drew and Sheamus at Mania, and I was like, there's no way that anybody could top this match. Like, this was match of the year in my books and in my opinion. So hell of a job for that last year. Looking forward to see what's going to happen this year. You know, right now there's a lot of things going on with WWE. I want to know, and I think we talked about this last time, but things have changed. Is there any thought about maybe adding a female to Imperium? And if so, is there anybody that's kind of caught your eye?
There's no plans for that. No, it's not a group where it's like we gotta fill those spots. Who do we take? It's either naturally it comes together or it doesn't come together. And I know both of them for a long time now, and especially Kaiser. I think we know each other since like 2009 or 2010, and traveled everywhere together in Germany, and now we're doing it again up here. There's a connection behind it, and that's why we're doing it. I don't think I could not be in a situation like that with somebody that I have no real connection with on a personal level as well. So there's not really any plan to that.
Gotcha. Completely understand that one. I mean, if it's not broke, why try to fix it, right? Gunther is our guest on the show right now. So here's the fun part where we get to, let down your guard, not really talk so much about what's going on in the wrestling world, but have some fun. And we always turn to Chat GPT for this question because everybody likes to have the robots ask a question. And well, the robot decided they wanted to ask you if you had to choose between wrestling a grizzly bear or trying to assemble IKEA furniture without the instructions, which one would you pick?
It's both very gruesome. I've been there with the IKEA furniture, even with instructions. It's not my thing. I'm not a handyman. That's that's one of my weak points. But then also like a grizzly bear is I don't know how much. I don't know how heavy they are, like 800 pounds or something, or 700 pounds. I think I would still take the IKEA furniture, to be honest.
I mean, just sit here and think about it. A grizzly bear taking a chop from you probably is all it's going to need to do, and it's just going to turn the other way.
No, I think he's going to ignore it and like rip the head off my shoulders. I think that's the realistic scenario.
Well, we don't. We want to make sure that you're not in anywhere vicinity of a grizzly bear, then, because we don't need that to happen. Because you've got a very long career ahead of you, and I just want to say thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know you're the champ, and you don't really have to do these kind of things, but it's an honor to have you back on the show. Great success seeing everything that you've done. And, it's also really cool to scroll through social media. And I know you've seen your transformation over the years, and everybody sees the photos from where you started and now. And I got to applaud you on that one.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And yeah, thanks for having me. And I guess I'll be back again.